Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Tom Froze and this is my vidcast where I answer your questions about illustration, and I'm actually here in my garage because I wanted a little bit of privacy. People are in the house right now and I'm feeling kind of venty right now. So I have a friend who I did a favor for. So I did free illustration for him. And as some of you might know, I actually don't work for free. I have two reasons for this. One reason is that it devalues the product and service that I provide as an illustrator. And as most illustrators who work for a living, illustrate for a living, know, there's the value on what we do is kind of made up. It's arbitrary. So we have to put a price on it. The only thing that actually has a cost to us is time. And so we have to be paid for our time. And when we give our work away for free, then it makes it look as though there's no value in what we do. People think it perpetuates the myth that we love drawing and it just comes out easy. It's nothing. It's no big deal. And like I said, it devalues the product and service that we provide as professional creatives. The second reason I don't do work for free is that, and it's kind of related to this first thing, people don't appreciate creative work when it doesn't cost them anything. And the reason I believe this is that time and time again, when I have done free work for someone, it's very typical for that person to not even respond back to say thank you or at all. I think what happens is you do the free work. Well, let's just set up a scenario, and I'll get into the specific scenario in a second. But let's just say a charity comes to you and asks you if you could please make them a logo for free. And you think, sure, you're a good cause. Let me use my creativity for good. And so you create a logo, maybe you spend 10, 15 hours on a few options and you give them to them. And let's just say they have a problem with it. Maybe they want to give feedback or they actually just don't like the work. Because they asked for it and it was free, there's no payment, they probably at this point feel kind of awkward because they know they're not paying you and they don't know how to address the fact that they want you to do even more work for free. So what happens, and this is my theory, they say, I'll deal with this later, or they're just too afraid to confront you with their problems because they're aware of the fact that at this point they're not paying you anything. They may not be entitled to ask for more. If they are paying, they would value the work enough to provide feedback and ask for it to become better. They would say, well, I'm paying for this, I'm a customer, and I am entitled to, because I'm paying, ask for more. People don't value free art. It's just, this is something that I've experienced in my own life. I'm curious about what you guys think in your own experience. When you have done free work for people, do you feel that your work was valued? Did people leave you hanging? Did they thank you? Did they acknowledge your effort? Let me know. Anyway, let me get in with the story that I have today and the thing that I'm stewing on right now, and I'm working through it. I have a friend and he asked me to do him a solid. He said, okay, so my friend is a farmer, and they have a little organic farm, and they sell stuff in markets, and they have a little sandwich board sign, and my wife did their logo for them. She's much better at doing free work. It usually doesn't even affect her in the same way that it affects me, so bless her soul, she created a free logo. She asked me to help her a few years ago do a tiny little bit of lettering for it, the word organics in my handwriting. Did that for her because she's my wife, and I knew there would be no skin off my back with that one. Fast forward to a couple years later, they're now asking for me to add some additional lettering to their sign, and so I thought, oh, they're asking me for free work. Do I say no? Do I stick to my principles, or do I set my principles aside in the spirit of generosity and being a good friend and supporting a small business? And organic farming is a very good business. So I thought, I'm going to do it. It'll be fine. So I did it, and not only did I just give them lettering for their sign, I gave them a couple different options because it is free work and because I know the work won't be as valued, or they might get awkward if they don't have what they want. I gave them two different options, and the thinking was then it frees them to use whichever they want. They don't have to feel awkward about giving me feedback. I anticipated that. But the problem is, it's been 2 weeks since I sent them files, and lo and behold, nothing. No email reply saying, "Thank you, Tom, we'll take a look," or anything. Nothing. And this really is a bee in my bonnet. And I've already drafted an email that I'm going to send them to educate them on, the value of design, and to let them know that as their friends, they've disappointed me. It's very respectfully written, but now I'm sitting on it and I'm thinking, if I send it, it's going to create drama. It's going to feel overblown to them. They're going to think, where did this come from? They're probably busy. They just had a baby, their second kid. They're busy farmers. They spend most of their time that they're not parenting, hustling at the markets, and not to mention harvesting and planting and watering and watching out for drought and stuff like that. But I don't want to make excuses for them. I think that what I did was I gave them free work. I spent time and talent that I have that I normally would sell to someone. And the value of this would be, a couple $100 at least for someone coming to me to just do some touch-up lettering. And I gave it to them. They don't know what it costs. But I think I can't make excuses up for them. I gave them something and they haven't responded with an adequate thank you or a sense of appreciation. And for me, that really hurts. It disappoints me. And so the question I have is, do I send the email that I've written? Do I tell my friend, listen, I know you're busy or whatever, but it would have been nice if you thanked me, just so you know what I gave you may have seemed free, but it's actually not free at all. And this has a cost to it. Something like that. I'm kind of paraphrasing the email at this point. But the question is, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? Would you feel like you had to tell your friend even though it was hard? Or would you be kind of like, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, leave it in a few months' time, nobody's going to care about this anyway? I'm of two minds with this right now. I'm really curious to know what you guys would do. Right now, I think I'm mostly on the side of leaving it. It's not a big, the friendship is more important than any sort of defending the illustration community or defending the value of my illustrations argument. I think the friendship is probably more important, and ultimately these guys are pretty small potatoes. Organic farming dad joke for you guys there. And even just talking about it here in the videos kind of helped me work it through. But I'm curious to know, what would you guys do? Is it important enough to defend the value of your work that you would tell a friend with respect but direct honesty? Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you like this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I look forward to seeing you back in my laundry room studio where things are a little bit more refined, I guess. Anyway, thanks for joining my garage. Hopefully this isn't the only video I make this week. Anyway, keep making good work and keep asking great questions. I'll catch you in the next video.